Okay, so we need to react to some of the clips from this interview that Elon Musk did. He's talking about something that I talked about multiple times, most notably in this video, which you really should watch. It's called The Left's Disturbing Obsession with Extremism. Effectively, just to give you a summary of what I said, it's basically me talking about how the left, whether if it's the woke SJWs or the mainstream media or the school system or basically the entirety of society, will call anything. It doesn't have to be extreme right. It doesn't have to be right. It can even be centrist. Anything that is not extremist left, in other words, woke SJW, anything that is to the right of extremist woke SJW, society will say far right. So your options are either far right or extreme left. That's it. Those are the only two options in modern day and has been for over a decade. And I've said this in multiple videos, not just this one, but I was the first one to call it out, as always. And finally, we have a second person to call it out. Elon Musk. This man is one hell of a mixed bag. I mean, I've criticized Elon Musk on multiple things, and I've also complimented him on multiple things, because that's what we should do. Just like I said in my herd mentality video, it is wrong to hate somebody just because they do or say some bad things. You don't hate the person entirely just because you disagree with some things. You have to have nuance and compliment them when they do something good and criticize them when they do something wrong. And this is one of the cases where Elon Musk is fucking awesome. These don't happen very often, so let's watch and react.
Not just the populist right, but the far right. In fact, very fringe parties in some countries.
No, fringe parties, far right. Yeah, okay. Everybody is far right today, apparently.
No, I support the normal people.
I support the normal people. And this is important to note because, and Elon Musk will say this, but I've said it too, normal people is what people have literally forgotten about because you were manipulated and brainwashed by woke culture and the media. But what we need to remember is if you look at 20 years ago, and you can, there are, I mean, a lot of these videos are blocked and deleted and stuff like that in order to hide history. But if you have any memory of politicians talking in like 2010, which is only 16 years ago, but even if you go 20 years ago, 25 years ago, 30 years ago, what people said then, what was considered normal, is actually what people are saying today. What is considered far right today was normal 20, 25, 30 years ago. And I'll give you a couple of examples of this, but a little bit later.
Okay. What do you call the far right? Falsely.
You think
what you call far right falsely. Exactly.
Is the normal person. Okay.
Yes. Literally, you could go back 10 or 15 years, and these policies were completely normal. In fact,
yes, exactly. All of these policies that you see, like what conservatives desire today. Now, I'm not saying Trump, because even though Trump does follow these mostly normal policies, I will say that, like I said in the previous video as well, by the way, that his second term has been much worse than his first one. So I'm not going to say Trump in general, but a lot of the right-wing policies that we're seeing on like immigration and stuff like that are what were normal 15, 20, 25 years ago. They were.
One of the tricks that I think is funny, one of the things that was quite funny is to like take a speech from Obama and Hillary, and then go to someone and say,
take a speech from Obama and Hillary, and here you go. And now I'll give you a couple of examples right now. So here's an example of Obama talking. And again, this is like what we said, 2008.
This administration, the Bush administration, has done nothing to control the problem that we have. We've had 5 million...
Oh, what problem is that?
...undocumented workers come over the borders since George Bush took office. It has become an extraordinary problem. And the reason the American people are concerned is because they are seeing their own economic position slip away. And oftentimes, employers are exploiting these undocumented workers. They're not paying the minimum wage. They're not observing worker safety laws. As president, I will make sure that we finally have the kind of border security that we need. That's step number one. Step number two is to take on employers. Right now, an employer has more of a chance of getting hit by lightning than be prosecuted for hiring an undocumented worker. That has to change. They have to be held accountable. Start shedding some light on the problem, and we can once again be a nation of laws and a nation of immigrants. That's what
And same thing with Hillary Clinton. This is the same year, by the way, 2008.
I just want you to think about this. I believe that we can have an election this time where all of the issues, including national security, are ones that Democrats can stand and proudly promote. I take a backseat to no one in my commitment to protect and defend this country, but let's do it a smart way for a change.
A smart way for a change. And you see what I mean? Now, that's only 2 videos, but there are a lot more if you look for them. Other videos from Obama, other videos from Hillary Clinton, and not just them, other politicians too. Previous presidents like Bush, we have things from other senators and people in Congress, like they all talked like this. And it wasn't just about immigration. They would talk like this about immigration, but they would talk this way about crime and many other things. But times have changed. Now, these very same fucking statements, quote, almost verbatim quotes, are called far right. Now, is it because of woke culture, which began in 2012, or is it because Trump said it so it's automatically bad, or a combination of both? The real answer is it's a combination of both, obviously, but you might be wondering now, well, why have they decided that these things are all of a sudden far right to say? Partly because they just simply said anything Trump said, even if he's agreeing with Obama, is automatically far right just because Trump said it and we want you to hate him. That's reason number 1. But reason number 2, at least when specifically talking about immigration, reason number 2 is because, as we know, they need illegal immigrants to vote Democrat. We've seen so much evidence of this, it is beyond the pale. You can check out my 2020 election fraud video, but just to give you a quick summary, we have seen so many cases of illegal immigrants voting. We've seen people voting who are not citizens. We've seen evidence of dead people voting. And the reason why they do this is because they know if they didn't, they wouldn't win otherwise. All this voter fraud has been proven repeatedly. We've even had some politicians caught by James O'Keefe literally admitting on hidden camera that part of the Democrats' plan is to bring in illegal immigrants or cause mass immigration just for the purpose of having them vote for the left. We've seen this over and over again. So that would be the second reason why this happens.
Who's sort of, on the sort of what I call the lunatic left.
Thank you.
And say, what do you think of the speech by Trump? I'm like, oh wow, he's the worst person ever. Actually, that was a speech by Obama.
That's also true. You watching this video have probably seen them too. Have you seen these videos all across YouTube where some guy will do street interviews and he'll say, hey, what do you think about these quotes by Trump? And then he'll read a quote by Trump talking about illegal immigration or something like that. And then the person being interviewed will say something like, oh, that's horrible. Trump is such a fucking racist. And then he'll say, actually, that quote is by Obama from 2008. And the person, of course, the woke SJW dumbass will go, oh, no way! But the truth is, these videos are all over YouTube. I literally typed in, woke people shocked when they hear Trump quotes from Obama. Here's one, mind-blowing revelation. Woke New Yorkers react to Trump quotes, not realizing they're Obama's. Students hate Trump's quotes until finding out they're actually Obama's. There is 2 videos, and there's a bunch of these. There is a bunch of these videos, and I've seen a ton of them over the years. People going and trolling woke idiots, either on the street or at university campuses, where you find the dumbest people on the planet, and they do these things where they go, here's a quote by Trump. Oh, you hate it? Sorry, it was actually Hillary Clinton. And then all of a sudden they say, oh wait, no, the quote's good now. That's how brainwashed people are. It's got nothing to do with what the quote is. Because most of the time, these SJWs, they don't even understand the quote. All they do is hear Trump said it, it's automatically racist or bad. Oh, a Democrat said it, it's automatically good. It's got nothing to do with what the quote is. Nothing. If you say Trump said this, or any right-winger said this, it's bad. But if a left-winger said the exact same thing, it's all of a sudden good. And we've, again, seen so much evidence of this. It's crazy, and I'm so glad to see somebody besides me calling it out.
Well, actually, that was a speech by Hillary.
I agree. No, I agree that the center of gravity in this country has shifted. Certainly, the Democratic Party shifted to the left. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about people like Rupert Lowe. I'm
Fringe
talking
right,
about
please.
people.
It's actually just normal people.
It is. It's just normal people. It really is. Like, it is not abnormal or extremist or far right to say, I don't agree with 1,000 genders. Mass immigration is bad. Too much diversity literally increases issues such as crime. These are not extremist right-wing ideas, okay? And this fucking idea that I'm so tired of and I've spoken about so many times, that every single thing that a person says is automatically right-wing if it's not extremist woke SJW is ridiculous. But again, just like I said in my video, this one here, which you should watch, the reason why they do this is to convince everybody that if you don't follow the woke SJW cult, if you dare to step out of line of the woke SJW cult mentality, you will be attacked. So the mindset has always been, well, you don't want to be called a right-winger, do you? Being right-wing is bad. You don't want to be an extremist, do you? You don't want to be a Nazi, do you? You don't want to be an Alex Jones-loving conspiracy theorist, do you? So you better not say anything that a conservative would say, or even a centrist would say. You better be on our side, the woke SJW, because we're the good ones, we're the tolerant ones, we're the loving ones. But if you dare step out of line, but you won't. That has been the mentality for over 15 years now, and it's crazy that people only just now are finally waking up. But yeah, this is how it works. They have spent decades trying to find ways to convince you that if you're normal, you are bad. So therefore, you have to come to their side in order to be viewed as normal, because if you're not, you're automatically an extremist. These are manipulation tactics that the school system, social media, the mainstream media have been working on for decades, and people are so brainwashed by it.
It's just normal people. It's just normal people. And and here are the principles. And tell me, which of these sound terrible? That we should have secure borders.
Correct.
That we should have safe cities.
Correct.
That we should have sensible spending.
Correct.
Which of those three are far right fringe?
Well, those are considered far right by the modern woke SJW mainstream media, school system, etc. But to anybody who does still have their brain today, which is very few people, that would just be considered a totally normal thought. Like, again, it's not even... I'll say it again. This is not even a political side. It's not even left or right. These are just neutral, rare sense thoughts. I am not a conservative or a liberal, God forbid. I am apolitical. I, Matt's FTR, am apolitical, and I've been saying this for years as well. I don't listen to, political ideology swaying. I don't listen to the left or the right. I say, well, I just want to hear the facts. I don't give a fuck what side the facts are on. I just want to hear the facts. But these people with their herd and cult mentality go, well, I'm a liberal, so I must agree with everything they say no matter what. Oh, I'm a conservative. I must agree with everything Trump says no matter what. No. I believe in facts, regardless of what side they're on. So I, Matt FTR, am a very apolitical, centrist type of person. And I agree with everything he just said. Why? Because what he just said are not political ideologies. They're not. They are basic, rare sense ideologies. Nothing more. They're just facts with no political leaning. And the fact that they do have a political leaning today is exactly what I'm talking about. It is now a crazy political idea to say mass immigration damages our country because the woke SJWs made it into that. They deliberately took it from a neutral statement that where I should be able to say mass immigration is bad, and that's it, move on with your life. And they decided, no, how do we make people feel bad about saying that? Oh yeah, call them right-wingers if they say mass immigration is bad. It was all manufactured and planned that way to make facts look bad and make woke SJW insanity look normal. This was all planned that way.
And I would like to just admonish you and the media for the absurd characterization of the far right. It is false and misleading and nonsense. Please keep this part in.
We'll keep all of this in. But
well, don't worry. Even if social media takes this video down for being too true, my YouTube video will stay. And if I get banned for a 6th time, I promise to re-upload this video. And by the way, Elon Musk, I still want royalties because you stole my idea with the whole icons on Twitter. You did. You owe me royalties, boy.
Don't cut this part.
Let me push back on that. Let me push back on that.
Because
of course you're going to push back, because God forbid you have facts on the news.
You have
nonsense.
Elon, you have, what is it, close to 250 million followers on X.
Yeah.
You say things like...
Popular guy.
Popular guy, yeah. Next.
Yeah, my political views are very are centrist. They're not far right. And practically calling it far right, I think, is an insult to history, an insult to many peoples.
Exactly. It's an insult to people. Like, again, as somebody like me who is apolitical, centrist, whatever you want to call it, I genuinely do. I mean, I don't really care because I have thick skin, obviously, but in general, it is an insulting thing to call me a right-winger when I say just neutral, basic-ass things that would have been considered just normal statements with no political bias whatsoever just 20 years ago. For me to say, you know, mass immigration causes problems in the Western world with our population and our politics and crime and many other things, that is not a conservative fucking statement. That is just a proven statistical fact. But because I state facts, I'm called a conservative. And yes, it's absolutely insulting to put a label on a person just because they said something that the extremists on the left don't like or the media wants to hide.
And it is an outrageous falsehood. It's completely absurd. I literally have stated my position, which is that, and I've been very clear about this, which is that there need to be secure borders, that if there's an influx of immigrants, they need to be people who will agree that with Western ideals,
and most of them, at least here in Canada, most of who migrate here do not want to assimilate. They want to turn the first world into the third world, which is exactly what has happened to Canada in the last 15 years. That's why we want a secure border, because it's not. And because of mass immigration, Canada has become a third world country, crime is through the roof, pollution is through the roof, and many other problems. And I'm not a conservative for saying that, I'm just stating a fact.
Western values. And if they don't, and if there's a long-term growth of people who do not, or in some cases are adamantly opposed to Western values,
That's why they want to bring third world values here, hence why our country became a third world country. They literally want to bring Sharia law here, and so far they're fucking succeeding.
Setting yourself up for civil war.
And the irony in the fact that if I went to their country and wanted to bring Western values there, I'd be killed. But they can do it here, right? Of course.
It's obvious. A child can see this.
It's true. A child can see this, but unfortunately, most politicians have the brain of a sperm. So,
but this is not a right-wing view. I'm simply stating reality.
Yes, it's not a right-wing view. It's just stating reality. Exactly.
Politics. You don't even live there.
I think of it as the sort of the West collectively.
But do you see why this makes people think that this man who has all this power, he's the world's richest man, he thinks he has a right to influence our politics?
Okay, let me clear that up. So just because Elon Musk has influence and money, he's not allowed to influence people's opinions? Don't worry, I'll translate it for you. What she's really saying is that if he states facts, because of his power and influence, he will be able to open up people's minds. You understand? Because he has so much power and influence, he can say things by posting on Twitter or whatever, and say things like this, and some people might actually wake up and learn, which is not what the woke SJWs want. They want people to stay deluded and brainwashed and in this echo chamber and not look at facts and call everything extremist right wing. He is talking the complete opposite of that. He's fighting against that. So his influence is not a problem because of his money and power and followers. The problem is that he has too much influence and he can undo the damage that the extremists on the left caused, and you don't want that. Tell me I'm wrong, because I'm not.
Makes people, it's why, we started this conversation saying,
see, it makes people sway. You don't want that, exactly. You want people to remain on the extremist left. It's perfectly fine to sway people to the extremist left, but God forbid they come back to the center. Oh, I'm sorry, the extremist right. Like, let's just dissect that for a second. It is okay to force people into the woke SJW extremist left. That's no problem. That's nothing to be concerned about. Just do it. It's all okay. We're the good people. But then here comes Elon Musk, who is not even talking about extremist right-wing ideas. He's just talking about statistical, in-the-middle, neutral facts, and that's a problem. So swaying people to the middle is a problem, but swaying people to the ultra-left and destroying Western culture is not a problem. Welcome to the modern world.
saying superlatives. It's why people loathe you.
It's why people loathe you, yeah. So, I mean, Elon Musk does deserve criticism for some of the stupid things that he says. Like I said, I've criticized him, but first of all, I don't loathe him for those things. I don't hate him for it. I think he's dumb sometimes, but I don't hate him for it. And two, the people who do hate him or loathe him are the woke SJWs who you're trying to guilt him to not talk because they hate him. Fucking amazing. These tactics, man.
I mean, some people do loathe you.
Yes, some people do.
Yeah, no shit.
But
I
do you
don't care.
understand why?
Do you understand why? Because he says some dumb stuff, and then but the real reason people hate him is not for the dumb stuff he actually does say, it's for the factual stuff that he's not allowed to say, like this interview.
Do you think what you're doing is helpful for Western democracy?
Maybe,
Oh, absolutely. I mean, he's telling facts. Of course it's helpful for Western people.
maybe some people do loathe me. And that's probably true. I don't care.
Good, and he shouldn't care. Also because every single person on Earth has some people who hate them. You can't, but in his case, you can't expect to be the richest man on the planet and the most followed person on social media and not have people hate him. Like, duh. Is she thinking that everybody has to like him? That's not how the world works. I know SJWs have the mindset of infants, but us adults, we realize that not everybody can like us, and the expectation of that would be stupid as hell.
But the fact that, as you pointed out, 250 million people follow me is that I think a lot more people actually like me than don't.
Exactly, and that applies to us regular people too. Like,
And I think a lot more.
like trying to guilt them and say, "Hey, some people don't like you, so I think you should stop talking about politics. You're having too much influence." I mean, shut the fuck up.
And I think a lot more people hate you and the media more than you realize.
And I love that. That is absolutely true. The best hit he took on her yet is that so many people hate the mainstream media for their constant bullshit, but they don't see it because they fucking stick their heads in the sand, and they've been doing that for decades. So tired of it. And you know what else I'm tired of too? When we talk about these political labels that are forced to be on everybody and everything I've said, but have you ever noticed this too? Is that every single time a person is talked about in the news, they always have what they are or what the media thinks they are before saying their name. Like, for example, when you see an article, and the article is about Alex Jones, the article will always say, far-right commentator Alex Jones said this. Or if it's about James O'Keefe, far-right journalist James O'Keefe said this. far-right social media personality Elon Musk said this. They always have to put what the person's political affiliation is. Most of the time it's not even true, but they put what they think they are or what they want them to be so that they can censor what they're saying before saying their name. That's how you know that we are in such a fucked political world and have been for decades, but that's a thing that people don't really focus on, is that every single thing has to say what the person is politically or what the author thinks they are. But you know what's the funniest part about it is that it's only ever put in articles when the person is a right-winger or they want you to think the person's a right-winger. You would never see articles about a left-winger with left-wing put in the article. You'll never see like far left Taylor Swift said this or far left Robert De Niro said this. No. It's only far right James O'Keefe or far right Trump or far right Alex Jones or far right Elon Musk or far right Sylvester Stallone or far right Tim Allen said this. They only ever put the political affiliation when it's a right winger. And again, this is just a manipulation tactic. They put the political affiliation in there in case, God forbid, you didn't know, because they want you to hate them, not for what they said, but just for being conservative. They never put leftist if they're talking about a person who is a leftist. Did you ever notice that? Because it happens constantly. The next time you read an article about somebody, pay attention to how they feel the need. The article will not be political, but they'll still put if the person is far right next to their name. It's so dumb. And ironically, even when I was looking around for this video, I found these two posts on Facebook which really summarize what I've been saying here. Everything called far right by the radical left is what has been normal and what has worked for thousands of years to get civilization to where it is today. Correct. Everything the radical left calls normal has been rejected by every society that has avoided self-destruction. That's absolutely true. What the radical left calls normal is not normal, because what they call normal is radical left. It's woke SJW is extremism. How about this one? It's not far right to protect the borders. It's normal. It's not far right to reject the far left. It's normal. It's not far right to embrace your heritage. It's normal. And I'll leave it at that because it's absolutely true. The next time somebody comes at you with this far right and far left shit, just send them this video so they can fucking learn something. Thank you, Elon Musk, for actually being smart. We'll go back to you saying something dumb by next week, though, I'm sure. Bye.